Om Shanti, Namaste to everyone. Luzman,
Namaste, teacher.
how are you?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
I am also good. Why you was absent yesterday?
Oh, yesterday we did Kunjal. We didn't have class. They didn't tell you?
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. So sit in any comfortable position for starting the session. Spine straight. Adopt chin mudra. Eyes closed. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale for 3 times Om, followed by opening mantra. Om. योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचा मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि। Om. Join your both palm together in front of heart center. Go down your head towards God, towards Mother Nature. Rub your both palms. Apply an eyes. Slowly and gently while blinking. Open your eyes. Om Shanti. Louis ma'am, where is other students? You are total 4 in number.
Sorry, what?
You are total 4 students in 200.
No.
How many students are there in Bali Yoga School?
We're 7. The rest is coming.
Rest is coming. Okay.
Some people share a computer. Some
What?
people share a computer.
Some
Repeat
people
that.
are sharing a computer, so...
Okay. But on a screen, you only 2 present here.
For now, yes.
Yes. Nobody is other else here present. So today's our topic is bone. Any question from skeletal system? If you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, I will ask. Human skeleton divided into how many parts? Louise ma'am. How many groups there in human skeletal system? Am I audible?
I don't know how many groups.
Why? I taught you how many groups are there. 2 groups are there. Axial skeletal and appendicular skeleton. Remember?
Ah, yes, okay.
Yes. And how many bones there in axial skeleton? How many?
80.
Yeah. How many total bones are there?
206.
Yes. And how many are in appendicular skeleton?
126.
Yes, 126. Which one is the weakest bone of human body? Which one is the weakest bone of human body? No answer. The clavicle, collarbone is the weakest bone of human body. Roni ma'am? Roni ma'am? So write down today's topic, bone. Bone have a hard substance. Bone have a hard substance that is rich in calcium salt, RiCH, that is rich in calcium salt, CALCIUM, calcium salt, and collagen fiber. Bone have a hard substance that is rich in calcium salt and collagen fiber. It is hardest tissue in the body. It is hardest tissue in the body. It is the main tissue. It is the main tissue that provide structural frame to the body. It is the main tissue that provides structural frame to the body. Bones supports and protect. Bones support and protect softer tissues. Bone protects and supports softer tissues present around and inside axial skeleton. Long bones of legs serve weight bearing function. Long bones of legs serves SERVE serve weight bearing WEIGHT weight bearing BEARING weight bearing functions. Bone is calcium depot of the body. Bone is the calcium depot of the body. Clear? Louise ma'am.
Yes.
So bone have a hard substance that rich in calcium salt and collagen fibers, and it is the hardest tissue of body. Bone supports and protects softer tissues and organs. Bone is calcium depot of body. It is calcium depot. Now write down the structure of long bone. Structure of long bone. Is it visible? Is this diagram visible?
Yes.
Okay. So look at this diagram. This is the structure of long bone that have 7 properties. A long bone has 7 properties. First one is diaphysis. That is the main shaft or main portion of bone, main body. Second one is epiphysis. That is proximal and distal end of long bone. Third one is metaphysis. That is joint of diaphysis and epiphysis. Called metaphysis, both sides. Joint between diaphysis and epiphysis. Fourth one is articular cartilage. That is a thin layer of hyaline cartilage that provide smooth surface to articulation. The fifth one is periosteum, that is outer covering of bone. Sixth is medullary cavity, that is a hollow cylindrical structure, and it is a hollow cylindrical structure inside the diaphysis, where yellow bone marrow present in adults. And the last one is endosteum, that is the inner layer or inner coating or inner covering of bone. The area between endosteum and periosteum and endosteum, the thick layer of bone known as compact bone, and the proximal and distal ends looks like spongy. So the proximal and distal end known as spongy bone. So write down first one, diaphysis. You can draw this diagram. If any doubt, ask me. Write down the first one, diaphysis. DIAPHYSIS, diaphysis. Diaphysis is the bone's shaft. Diaphysis is the bone shaft, our main body, that is the long cylindrical portion, that is the long cylindrical main portion of bone, that is the long cylindrical main portion of bone. Clear? Louise ma'am? Louise ma'am?
Yes, but sorry, teacher. The training is finishing in 1 week, and we would like maybe to learn things that is more related to yoga teaching. You know.
Yoga teaching?
Yes, because we learn a lot of basis, anatomy basis, but it's not something that we can use in our future classes as teachers.
What you want to learn?
I don't know, tips that are useful as teacher to prevent injuries. I don't know.
You have alignment class or not? Louise ma'am,
Sorry, what was your question?
you have alignment class?
Yes, we have.
Yes. Then in alignment class, teacher will teach you how to
Okay.
prevent from injury.
Yes.
And I will cover the other part of human body like respiratory system, digestive system, circulatory system. These parts.
Okay,
And
but
Can you integrate the anatomy into the yoga practice?
yes, yes, yes.
like for instance, when you talk about the digestive system, can you mention the asanas that
Yes.
are
Yes, I will mention
making...
asanas.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So write down the second part, epiphysis. EPIPHYSES, epiphysis. Epiphysis are the proximal and distal end. Epiphysis is the proximal and distal end of long bone. Epiphysis is the proximal and distal end of long bone. The third one is metaphysis. Third one is metaphysis. Metaphysis is the region. Metaphysis is the region between diaphysis and epiphysis. metaphysis. Metaphysis are the region between diaphysis and epiphysis. Further write down, in a growing bone, each metaphysis contains an epithelial plate. In a growing bone, each metaphysis contains an epiphyseal plate, epiphyseal, epiphyseal plate, that is growth plate. This epiphyseal plate is a layer of hyaline cartilage. This epiphyseal plate is a layer of hyaline cartilage that allows the diaphysis of the bone to grow in length, that allows the diaphysis of bone to grow in length. When a bone ceases to grow, at about age 18 to 21, the cartilage of epiphyseal plate is replaced by bone. The resulting bony structure is known as epiphyseal line. The resulting bony structure is known as epiphyseal line. So metaphysis is the region between diaphysis and epiphysis that have an epiphyseal plate, which is a layer of hyaline cartilage that allows the diaphysis to grow in length. When bone ceases to grow in length at the age of 18 to 21, the cartilage replaced by bone and the resulting bone structure known as epiphyseal line. Resulting bony structure known as epiphyseal line. Clear? This is epiphyseal line. Both sides metaphysis have epiphyseal plate which converts into bone and resulting bony structure known as epiphyseal line at the age of 18 to 21. Clear? The next property is articular cartilage. Articular cartilage. ARTICULAR. Articular cartilage. CARTILAGE. So articular cartilage is a thin layer of hyaline cartilage. Articular cartilage is a thin layer of hyaline cartilage at proximal and distal end of bone. At proximal and distal end of bone that covers the epiphysis, where the bone forms articulation, with another bone. Articular cartilage is a thin layer of hyaline cartilage, HYALINE, hyaline cartilage, that covers the area of epiphysis, means it covers the proximal and distal end of bone, where bone forms articulation or makes articulation with another bone. Articular cartilage reduces friction. Articular cartilage reduces friction and absorb, absorbs shock, absorbs shock at freely movable joints and absorbs shock at freely movable joints. So basically, articular cartilage is a thin layer of hyaline cartilage that covers the area of epiphysis at both end, proximal and distal end, that provide a smooth surface for articulation, where bone make articulation with another bone. It reduces friction and absorbs shock at freely movable joints. Loose man, clear? Louise ma'am.
Yes.
So write down next property, periosteum. Our next property is periosteum, 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 PERIOSTEUM. The fifth property of long bone, periosteum. Write down, it surrounds the external bone surface. It surrounds the external bone surface. It is a composition of an outer fibrous layer of dense irregular connective tissue. It is a composition of an outer fibrous layer of dense irregular DENCE dense irregular connective tissue and osteogenic layer and osteogenic layer OSTEOGENIC osteogenic layer that consists of cells. Some of the cells of periosteum enable bone to grow in thickness. Some of the cells of periosteum enable bone to grow in thickness, but not in length. Means the cells of periosteum enable bone to grow in thickness, but not in length. It also protects the bone. Means it is the outer covering of bone that protects the bone. Further write down. These are the thick bundles. Of collagen fibers. These are the thick bundles of collagen fibers that extend from the periosteum into the extracellular bone matrix. That extend from the periosteum into the extracellular bone matrix. Basically, it is the outer layer of bone which protects the bone, and it allows to grow in thickness. It allows bone to grow in thickness but not in length. Clear? The next property is medullary cavity. Medullary cavity. MEDULLARY. Medullary cavity. The medullary cavity or marrow cavity. MARROW. The medullary cavity or marrow cavity is a hollow cylindrical space. The medullary cavity or marrow cavity, MARROW, marrow cavity is a hollow cylindrical space within the diaphysis, WITHIN, within the diaphysis that contains fatty yellow bone marrow, in adults. The medullary cavity or marrow cavity is a hollow cylindrical space within diaphysis that contains fatty yellow bone marrow in adults. The last property is endosteum, ENDOSTEUM, endosteum. It is a thin membrane. That lines, LINES, the internal bone. It is a thin membrane that lines the internal bone, facing the medullary cavity. It is a thin membrane that lines the internal bone, facing the medullary cavity. It contains a single layer of cell. It contains a single layer of cell and a small amount of connective tissue. It contains a single layer of cells and a small amount of connective tissue. So basically endosteum is a thin membrane that lines the internal bone surface, means it covers the internal bone surface facing medullary cavity, that protects bone. Louis ma'am, clear? So you have next class now.
Yes.
So enough for today's class. We will move further in next class. So sit in any comfortable position. Spine straight. Adopt chin mudra. Eyes closed. Inhale deeply for 1 time Om, followed by closing mantra. Om. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pasyantu. Ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Join your both palms together in front of heart center. Bow down your head towards God, towards Mother Nature. Rub your both palms. Apply an eyes. Slowly and gently while blinking, open your eyes. Om Shanti. Thank you for joining the class.